What is going on, everyone? Badger here. Be sure to like and sub, and let's get into this. And before we get into this article, I want it to be clear that there was absolutely a problem in gaming before all the DEI agenda made it even worse. And we, of course, are talking about all the launch titles that launch broken, that the microtransactions are done. But of course, and that shop works, but everything else is buggy, and it takes a year to patch everything and get it working and looking good. The pre-order after pre-order that end up just not worth it, and the things that we now have to pay when we used to get for free and earnable in-game. And then they added in all the DEI and the agenda, and they made even things that we could ignore and possibly, in spite of all that, still enjoy the games. Now there's just nothing. Just nothing. And of course, looking at you, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, that's the most prime example of just top to bottom, nothing there for anyone. And that, of course, is leading to something I'm agreeing with here. Former World of Warcraft team lead Mark Kern, Grummz, as you know him, calling out all these community managers and corrupt game devs. He's calling for a moratorium on purchase of AAA video game titles. We're in a boycott. We're in a current boycott, at least for now, until some changes happen. Let's see how he wants to outline this. But again, listening to them talk, I think this might be the right idea. Former World of Warcraft team lead Mark Kern has called for a moratorium on the purchase of AAA video game titles. Kern made his call on X, writing, calling on all gamers to not buy any AAA titles for the next 2 years. Next 2 years, do not buy any AAA game. Could we do it? Let's see. It's a big one. Play your Steam backlog. I have no problem with that. I have a lot of backlogs on Steam. I have plenty of backlogs on console. You will send a very clear message. He added, Lara Croft did nothing wrong, does not need fixing. And yes, this is the dumbest shit ever of them coming out and basically saying British adventurer Lara Croft will transition from being, there's that word, will transition from being a raider of tombs to a seeker of truth as Evil Hat Productions and Crystal Dynamics seek to redefine the Tomb Raider series in order to escape its colonial past. 2-year moratorium, agreed. Agreed. I could go 2 years on my head not buying a new game. As shown above, his call for gamers to suspend their purchases of AAA video game titles comes in the wake of Crystal Dynamics and Evil Hat Productions attempting to redefine Lara Croft in their upcoming Tomb Raider Shadows of Truth RPG rulebook. As reported by Tomb Raider Chronicles, an excerpt from the rulebook, which has shared to X by now deleted account Oreo Foxo, stated, raiding as depicted in the original Tomb Raider games and stories involves going to ancient tombs and historical sites of different civilizations and acquiring artifacts. It operates on the assumption of finders keepers. It grants raiders with the means and the drive to claim the ownership of artifacts, regardless of whether or not they have any historical or cultural claim to the treasure. Right. Fucking correct. Hi, Indiana Jones. It belongs in a museum. It continued. Later games released in the franchise have started the work of addressing this by having Lara Croft acknowledge her past mistakes and try to understand and show some respect for the cultures and communities she comes in contact with. She has also worked to reform raider culture and raise awareness of her peers. It's so fucking stupid. The excerpt also detailed that Lara Croft no longer collects artifacts that she discovers. Lara no longer decorates her mantle with mythical artifacts. As a raider, she prioritizes seeking out the truth. Much of this game is inspired by her humanity, struggle with heroism, and her tenacity. We believe that all three of these aspects are an important component in creating a game that celebrates. Kim Belair wrote this, I'm sure. That celebrates history and culture while acknowledging the respect and work required to live in a world wounded by colonialism. This is that Canadian, no offense, but that Canadian developer colonizer talk where everyone is either a colonizer or a settler. In the game, we seek to continue in that work alongside Crystal Dynamics by creating a sandbox for you to tell stories that address colonialist themes. Okay. This excerpt comes in the wake of Crystal Dynamics issuing a trigger warning in front of Tomb Raider 1-3 Remastered that states, the games in this collection contain offensive depictions of people and cultures rooted in racial and ethical prejudices. These stereotypes are deeply harmful, inexcusable, and do not align with our current values of Crystal Dynamics. It adds, rather than removing this content, we have chosen to present it here in its original form, unaltered, in the hopes that we may acknowledge its harmful impact and learn from it. Well, what you should have learned from it was that was when people like the games, and what you're doing is what people don't like. As for Evil Hat Productions, the company has a track record of pushing woke ideology, whether it is in the form of disordered sexual behaviors and identity or attempting to profit off individuals they claim to be abhorrent. In 2020, the company condemned H.P. Lovecraft as a racist and an anti-Semite in its published Fate of Cthulhu after raising over $93,000 from 2,600 backers on Kickstarter. It shared an expert from the rule book that stated Howard Phillips Lovecraft was a racist and an anti-Semite. There, we said it. We could give a litany of examples, but they are easy to find with a simple internet search. Look up the name of his cat, for instance. 9HPL was over the top even for his time. Go ahead, we'll wait. And a follow-up, the company added, since the predictable edgelords and apologists have now shown up, a quick reminder, if you don't like the politics included in our games, don't buy them. Deal. Done. 2-year moratorium. We literally do not want your money. We are committed to diverse and inclusive gaming. We're not perfect, but we're trying. I hope you go out of business. Evil Hat Productions. I will never buy one of your products. In 2021, the company shared a page from its Thirsty Sword Lesbians. Oh, Jesus. Thirsty Sword Lesbians rulebook. They claim details the company's public stance on the type of customers they want. So this is the customers they do want. Support racial liberation, intersectional feminism, and queer liberation. You lost me at intersectional feminism. Queer liberation, racial transgender people, non-binary people, intersex people, women, respect racialized people, respect Black, Indigenous, mixed race people, and other people of color, respect sex workers. Oh, hi, Alyssa Mercanti. Respect disabled people, the game devs, and their brains at least. Respect immigrants, respect Jesus Christ. So everyone on the oppression hierarchy. The page concluded, if you don't agree, fix your heart before sharing a table with other people. If you do agree, but you're struggling with self-loathing over any aspect of your identity, that's understandable. We're taught to hate ourselves in so many ways. Come on in and let's celebrate the existence and the joy of people like us. Yeah. Okay. On top of this, the company added on social media, there's no such thing as an apolitical game. This page from Thirsty Sword Lesbian sums up our stance quite nicely. Reminder, if you don't like our politics, don't buy our games. We literally don't want or need your money. The get woke, go broke mantra is pure bullshit. Challenge accepted. Fucking bet. Let's go. You know what? Obviously, the 2-year full moratorium on all AAA games is going to be hard to go with. I personally have no problem following that. But I'll tell you right now, Evil Hat Productions, as per their wish, will not get one single solitary cent from me. What do you think of this? Do you think what? First of all, this shouldn't be shocking to you if you've been paying attention to the path they've had on Lara Croft. So they've been doing this, making her uglier and making her more colonial, settler, guilty stuff. That doesn't surprise me at all. As for the AAA moratorium on buying games for 2 years, I think I'm right there with you. I'm tired of these game developers and the community managers coming out and talking shit and hating us. Well, guess what? You can all enjoy that failure. And get woke, go broke has only been proven over the past couple years. So let me know what you think of this. Make sure to like, share, and sub. If you've done that, thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you. And
well, bye.